Hi, what we're going to look at is actually some mat activities, which are great for strength and trunk control and everything, but also obviously being on the floor and then getting up is actually part of getting up and on off the floor, so it's a useful thing to be able to do. So what we're looking at is you're starting here lying on your front, which is also called prone, and then what you can do is actually come up onto your hands and knees into 4-point kneeling. So can you come up onto your hands and knees? That's it. Now what you want to make sure is actually that the knees are underneath the hips, that there's a gap between the knees, and then that the hands are underneath the shoulders. Just bring that, that's it, lovely. Yeah, good. Now what you've got there is actually you're using the strength around the shoulders to keep you still, and also around here in the trunk and the hips. So some little exercises you can do to help with all of this. You can do a little rotation round, so just a wee sway almost. Now this will be getting you to use those shoulder muscles, trunk muscles, etc. So you can do that, you can rotate it both directions. What you can also do is actually do a cat, so stretching right the way up, tucking under that bottom, good, into posterior tilt, and then coming all the other way, down there, and that into anterior tilt, tummy goes down, good, and once more stretching right the way up, and then right the way down, head up, good, good, right. And then from that neutral position, you can actually do, this next bit is actually you can do both sides, but I'll just show you towards this side, is actually where you have your hips come over as if you're going to sit down, and then you've got to pull back up, back to that start position, and go down, and actually pull back up. Now this looks an easy exercise, but actually when you try it, it's quite difficult. The further you go, obviously the harder it is, and back up. Well done. Okay, you can then progress this position up into high kneeling. So if you come all the way up, so you're up like that into high kneeling, this is where you want to be really tucked in at the bottom. And what it makes you do is what you have actually done is, normally when you stand up, you're using your ankles and the muscles around then for that balance reactions. But in this instance, basically you're balancing on your knees, and actually all the muscles around there start to work. So this is a good exercise if you've actually got somebody who's got really poor hamstring activity. If you put them in this position, they'll actually start to use their hamstrings from an automatic point of view as part of their balance reaction. So it's a good way to trick the muscles to get working. So you work in that position. You can do things like, you can actually get them just one to even be there. They can come sit down and then come back up again. Up you come, tuck, 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 tuck. So you can do that. You can also do a little bit of walking forward. So if you walk forward, that's it, lovely. And back again. And then go forward 3 this time. 1, 2, 3, good. And back. And when you're coming back, you've got to lift your feet clear to get through. Just keep a little space between your knees. The closer they are, the harder it is, but it's normal to have a wee space. You can then progress this even further to actually, can you step that leg forward? Okay, so there we go, and back down. So when the standing leg is working really hard to keep all that balance, while this front leg you've got to lift it through. Try that again. Lifting it through, clearing the floor, well done, and back down. Now can you do that without holding? All the way, up, good, and back down. Well done, and once more, keeping that balance, really working tight round to your hips. Good, round that trunk, good, and well done, and then you can sit down there to have a rest. Thank you very much.